Welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission right off the bat is unpacking the intention-behavior gap. Like specifically why you chronically procrastinate on things like learning a new language.
Right, and we're pulling from this really fascinating personal and scientific account from the source Radio Tele.
Exactly. So usually, our goals function like a GPS. You type in the destination, you follow the turns, and you just arrive.
Yeah, but language learning is like a GPS that, it suddenly routes you into a brick wall the exact second you put the car in drive.
Right. You have the pristine notebooks, you have the perfect plan, but the moment you sit down to study, you suddenly feel this urgent, burning need to vacuum the entire house or, to scroll Instagram. Why does that happen?
Well, what's really fascinating here is that the source actually starts by dismantling the guilt. Like, you aren't lazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That sudden urge to organize your sock drawer instead of studying grammar is literally a biological emotional regulation mechanism.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the source has a wild analogy, it claims our brain's survival center, the amygdala, literally cannot distinguish between a tiger attacking you in the jungle and the cognitive pain of memorizing French verbs.
Yep.
Wait, so my brain literally thinks a conjugation table is a physical predator.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Anticipating a difficult mental task actually activates the exact same physical pain processors in your brain as actual physical distress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so to save you from this perceived threat, your amygdala hijacks your brain. It actively inhibits your prefrontal cortex, which is your logic and goal-setting center, and basically screams at you to flee.
And when you drop the textbook and grab your phone, your stress just plummets, right? Your brain thinks it just survived a tiger attack.
Exactly.
I get wanting to avoid the pain of studying, but scrolling social media isn't exactly fleeing a tiger. Isn't that just plain laziness?
It totally looks like laziness, but biologically, it's about the path of least resistance dopamine.
Because the source talks about the cold to hot empathy gap, right? We make these glowing, ambitious plans on the couch in a calm, cold state, and we totally underestimate the hot anxiety of actually trying to study. But why run straight to the phone?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it all comes down to temporal motivation theory. Time literally degrades the value of a reward in our brain.
Oh, right.
Language fluency has a massive delay. It takes years to achieve. That time delay mathematically crushes its current motivational value. It's just too far away.
So the future reward feels basically worthless to our brain right now.
Precisely. Meanwhile, Instagram or TikTok has a delay of near 0 seconds. It offers an instant cheap dopamine hit. So when your amygdala triggers that flight response, your brain doesn't just run away from the agonizing delay of language mastery.
It runs toward the instant relief.
Exactly.
But wait, why does language learning trigger such an intense flight response compared to, say, learning to use a new Excel spreadsheet? They both take a lot of time.
That's because language fundamentally threatens your identity. The source introduces Stephen Krashen's effective filter and the theory of ego boundaries.
Okay, thick and thin boundaries.
Yeah. People generally fall into those two categories. People with thick boundaries hate ambiguity. They demand strict rules and view mispronunciation, or just sounding like a child, as a literal physical threat to their self-esteem.
Whereas thin boundary learners are different.
Right. They're more like kids. They're open, accepting of mistakes, and completely unafraid of social judgment.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Hold on. So this thick boundary isn't just stubbornness.
Not at all.
It's literally a defense mechanism. We are actively building an invisible fortress around our ego and locking out new words just to protect ourselves from looking foolish. It's like a form of negative perfectionism.
Precisely. You aren't failing to learn. Your ego is just successfully defending itself against vulnerability.
Wow. That is wild.
Yeah, and this raises an important question. Knowing how the brain traps us,
Yeah.
how do we sneak past the bouncer? Like, how do we disarm the amygdala to actually study?
Well, the source offers an anti-amygdala toolbox.
Exactly.
So we have to outsmart our own survival instincts by shrinking the threat.
Yep. Take the 5-minute rule. You just promise yourself you will only open the book for 5 minutes.
Just 5.
Right. That time frame is so small, it doesn't wake up the defensive amygdala. It doesn't register as a tiger. And once you start, the resistance usually crumbles.
That makes total sense. And you pair that with if-then planning to eliminate decision fatigue. You don't sit down and wonder what to do, which invites anxiety. You just say, if it is 6 p.m., I will open exactly page 10.
Right. You remove the ambiguity that thick boundary learners hate. You also have to practice forced famine. Just put your phone in a completely different room.
Oh, to eliminate the immediate zero-delay arrival.
Yeah, when you do that, learning the language suddenly becomes the most stimulating thing in your environment.
And fundamentally, it's about shifting the goal, right? Accepting mistakes instead of demanding a flawless accent.
Exactly. You just aim to communicate, allowing yourself to sound messy.
So what does this all mean for you? It means learning isn't about giant, flawless leaps. It's about small, patient steps. Your brain is just trying to protect you, but sometimes you have to gently tell it to stand down.
It's a really fundamental shift in how you view your own resistance.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. If your thick ego boundaries treat the vulnerability of speaking a new language like a literal threat, what other valuable new skills or hobbies in your adult life is your ego secretly protecting you from even trying? Next time you feel the sudden urge to vacuum instead of trying something new, ask yourself, what tiger is your brain running from?